In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get everything from the Kill Team books for free. So in the Warhammer community, one of the most popular sites is Wahapedia. This site is a user-friendly database of all things Warhammer. It has rules, mission, datasheets, fashion tactics, basically every single thing you need to play Warhammer. And now it has the second edition of Kill Team in it. The core rulebook for Kill Team from Games Workshop is $50, and the Compendium, which is where you have all your fashion information, is also $50. Then you start adding in the White Dwarf rules and stuff like the Octarius book, and it's going to start adding up pretty quickly. But the nice thing with Wahapedia is it actually has the White Dwarf kill teams and all the teams from the Octarius set, and it's updated with the latest information from the FAQs. Which this means custodian players can't sit there and act like their custodians still have 4 APL. I'll give you a quick run through of what all is on this site, and if you prefer a physical copy, this site isn't designed to be printed, but if you want to print it or save it as a PDF to use offline, it works pretty well. So you can always put it in a binder or a folder if you want that option. When you're on the Wahapedia site, make sure to go to Kill Team 2nd Edition. You can still find the 1st edition in the archive, but that's not what we're looking at today. Under the Rules tab, you'll see the rules from the core game, as well as the rules from the different types of plays, such as Match Play and Spec Ops Narrative Play. One thing to note here is the Critical Operations Mission Pack. These are symmetrical missions, which means that both players should be even and no one has an advantage. So if you wanted to host a tournament or just want a totally even game mode to test out a new team, this would be a solid way to do that. We also have the newest FAQ on this page. If you don't know about those, I did a short video covering FAQs last week. It's basically just the patch notes for the game. Then we also have the information from the Octarius book. This is great if you have the Octarius train because it shows you some of the missions that use that train and how to set it up. The right amount of train is really important to balance melee and shooting teams in Kill Team, so using these guides is a good way to get started. Then finally, we have the actual Kill Team data. It's broken down by what type of team it is, such as Imperium or Chaos, and then each Kill Team is listed under that. They do have the newest Thousand Suns team from the White Dwarf magazine, and they also have the Octarius team. Let's click on Commandos as an example, since all the teams are laid out basically the same. First off, it tells you the rules for building your team and tells you if your team has any special abilities. Then we get into strategic and tactical ploys with all the details from the books themselves. For Commandos, they have their own TAC Ops, so we can actually see what secondary missions they can run. And then we get into the Spec Ops Rules. Here we have a list of their equipment, and the most important thing is the actual data sheets. One thing I absolutely love about Wahapedia compared to using the physical books is if you hover over something like the RNG rule for the Slugga, it has a small window that appears that tells you what that rule does. So you don't have to constantly flip back and forth to figure out what each ability is. Another thing on here that isn't in the book is there's a list of relevant ploys under each model. So you can quickly hover over them and see what ploys might be useful. This isn't every ploy you can use, so you want to know all your options, but the quick reminder is nice. Hopefully you found this helpful. Wahapedia is a great resource. Even if you do want to use the physical copy, if you're traveling or want to quickly reference something when you don't have the book in front of you, it's nice to know about. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.